Just a dinner.
Look, I told him to represent me, but this is a little ridiculous.
It was just a dinner.
Well, did my surrogate self behave himself?
You were a perfect gentleman.
I need to get a new surrogate.
Do you really mind?
No.
So I might have done something that you're not going to be real thrilled about. Something bad.
Something bad? Yeah, right. What?
Well, I might have gone to your studio.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. I guess I just wanted to get to know you better.
To know me better. No other woman has ever examined me so thoroughly, Dr. Scott.
You know, I'm glad that I got to see your work. I mean, you're really good.
Thanks.
So, anyway, I thought maybe you'd like to have one of your pieces here.
If you want a piece, you can just have one.
Well, I'm glad that you said that because I happen to have one of your pieces right here.
Oh, so you're an art thief too, are you? You have good taste. My favorite one. Call that the the music box dancer. My girlfriend, she will dance anywhere she's. My ex. She's a beautiful dancer. When I watch her, it's like watching watching a leaf fall from a tree. It's just gliding, floating. She was dancing in our apartment one night, and just got so inspired, and I just had to sculpt, and I made that. Might be my best work.
I'm sorry.
Oh, please, don't be. I'd like to look at it from time to time.
You know, Ken, I'm starting to get the strange feeling that maybe you're really enjoying all of this.
I suppose I am in a way. Makes me feel human.
Hey, and isn't that the point, Ken, that you're starting to...
Keep calling me Ken.
Sorry, do you mind?
I like it.
I was just saying, isn't that the point? What this fight has taught you, that you are human, and I don't think you're fighting for death. I don't think you want to win.
That's what I had to think about, isn't it?
And have you changed your mind?
No, I had to be sure. I had to be really sure that I want what I'm trying to get, and I'm not just fighting to feel alive, you know?
Are you sure?
Hey, Joe. Adjust my pillow, please.
Orthopedic and Pediatrics.
Good morning, Mr. Harrison.
Hello. Time for my morning massage.
Oh, it is that time again.
Woo! So, the other day I won an arm wrestling competition. Got a couple bucks. So, remind me, ladies, how much for the happy ending?
Mr. Harrison.
Oh, Miss Anderson.
So, our psychiatrist is prepared to state that Harrison is sane.
Yes, he said he was sure. I'll have his written report in the morning. He said he could understand why the hospital was fighting to save their patient from himself. But no matter how much he sympathized with him, and no matter how much he thought Mr. Harrison would change his mind, nonetheless he was sane and he knew exactly what he was doing and why he was doing it.
And you say that the hospital is holding him under Section 927.
Yes, they called me this morning. They got another doctor from St. Joseph to sign it as well as Dr. Emerson's psychiatrist.
Tricky. There's no precedent for this, you know. It's fascinating.
Yes.
And you believe in your mind that he knows what he's doing.
Oh, yes.
Well, let's see him then, shall we?
We better wait around here. I think Nurse Anderson might be in the area somewhere.
You're a typical hospital gatekeeper?
Nurse Anderson, only on the outside. Underneath that iron surface beats a heart of stainless steel.
Good morning, Mr. Hill.
Good morning, Nurse Anderson. This is my colleague, Mr. Kershaw.
Good morning, Mr. Kershaw.
Good morning, Nurse Anderson.
May we see Mr. Harrison now?
Have you spoken to Dr. Emerson yet?
Oh, yes, before we came, yeah.
I see.
Well, you can check with him if you'd like.
Oh, no, that we don't need to do that. But I do have to tell you that he has ordered that I stay with Mr. Harrison while you interview him.
Oh, why?
Well, we're very concerned about his mental condition. As you know, his breathing function just doesn't function well with emotional stress. So Dr. Emerson thought that it would be a good idea to order someone to be in there as a precaution.
I see. Oh, very well.
This way, please. Wrap it up, ladies. You have visitors.
Good morning, Mr. Harrison. I brought along Mr. Kershaw. He's one of my legal assistants, and he'll be assisting us in the case.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Harrison.
Morning.
Oh, and by the way, Dr. Emerson insists that Nurse Anderson stays with us so that you don't get too excited.
Well, that's not going to work. Anderson's the one that excites me. Those white stockings, the way you push your lips. Where you going with that hand, baby? Sorry, guys. I thought I was going to get left there.
Well, can we start now, Nurse Anderson?
Just a minute, Mr. Hill.
Sorry.
Very well.
All right, Mr. Kershaw, what's your advice, sir?
If I may, okay, go ahead.
You do understand that if you succeed in your aim, you will be dead within a week.
Yes.
And I am informed that without a catheter, the toxic substance will build up in your bloodstream, and you will be slowly poisoned by your own blood.
Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, sir. I just think that last line really needed a sound effect.
I have to be sure you know what you're doing,
I know.
and you have no doubt whatsoever, no slightest reservation.
No.
Well, let's look at the possibilities. You are now being held under the mental hygiene law, which means that they can keep you here and give you any treatment they believe you need.
Yes.
Now, under the law, we can ask for a hearing, but the commitment judges usually find in favor of the hospital. So, I would prefer that we go for a writ of habeas corpus.
Hold on. Habeas corpus is normally used for criminals, right?
That's right, Mr. Harrison, but briefly, it's against the law to deprive anyone of their liberty without proper cause. And if anyone is so deprived, they or a friend can apply for a writ of habeas corpus, which is Latin for give us the body.
That's kind of appropriate for this case.
Well, the people doing the detaining must produce the person before a judge, and if they can't give good enough reason for keeping him, the judge will order that he be released.
How long does this take?
Habeas corpus is one of the very few legal processes that happen very fast. We can approach any judge at any time, even if the court isn't sitting, and he will see that it's heard very quickly, within a day or so usually.
We'll have to go to court?
I doubt it. The best thing for us to do in this case is for Mr. Hill and me to approach a judge, issue the writ, then I'll get together with the hospital's lawyer and we'll approach the judge together and suggest that we hold the subsequent hearing here.
What, here, like in the room?
I expect the judge would agree. If he were to order you to be produced in court and anything were to happen to you, well, it would be a classic case of prejudging the issue.
Well, I wouldn't mind.
But the judge would feel rather foolish. So, I would think it would be in a few days.
Excellent. Well, all's well that ends.
Well, I guess we're off to find a judge.
This is going to be a strange case for you guys, right? I mean, asking for your client's death and whatnot.
I'll be honest with you, Mr. Harrison. It's a case I could bear to lose.
It's like a life sentence for me if we do.
We shall see. Good day, Mr. Harrison.
Oh, Nurse Anderson, thank you very much for everything. I'm very sorry about all this. I know this must be very difficult for you.
Oh, not at all. Since I have a heart of stainless steel, it makes it very easy to keep it sterilized of emotion. Good day.
We have a code blue in emergency. Code blue, emergency.
Hello. We haven't had much time to talk. What's your name?
Nurse Cassidy.
It's a good name. Kind of new here, right?
I've been here a few months now.
You seem pretty nice, Nurse Cassidy. Most nurses just come in and read the chart and stare at me and leave.
You're trying to be released, aren't you? To be taken off your medication?
Jesus H. Christ, does everybody know about it right now?
Well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Aren't you afraid?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Nurse Anderson, Dr. Scott needs to see you in her office, please. Nurse Anderson, please report to Dr. Scott's office.
Damn bones, them dry bones.
John!
What's the matter?
Nothing, of course. Silly.
What's going on here? I mean, is Cupid flying around this hospital shooting people with antiseptic arrows?
No.
John.
Honestly, Your Honor, I'm not guilty.
John.
I was just walking down the corridor when I was struck down by the beauty of this mess.
John, such the door. We need another chair. Can you go and find one, please?
Your wishes, O Queen, are my command.
He's such a clown.
Yeah. So have you guys been out? Well, none of my business, I'm sure. You did, didn't you?
We went to a club of his last night. He's in a band, you know.
I know.
They're very good. They should go a long way. But I shouldn't be going on like this.
Oh, why not, Kay? 'Cause I can't go to the club. Look, the other day I was in here feeling really shitty, you know, having a regular pity party as per usual, and John was shaving me. And I was complaining to him. I said, what can I possibly do? I can't move. You know, what can I really do? He starts just listing off things I can do. It's like, you're really good at shaking your head back and forth like this? You might as well just be a tennis umpire, man. It's like, if you get really, really good, man, you could umpire for ping pong. He kept going on and on. He's like, you're always bitching and complaining and telling people no, just be a professional babysitter. Hey, no, don't do that. Johnny, put the cookie down. Put the cookie down. It got more and more wild and fantastic. He told me I should just be a professional bobblehead, you know, have someone hit me and then... Eventually it got to something like a radar scanner. I don't even know what that means. Like... Oh, he's so funny.
He is funny.
He is, but he's free, you know?
Free?
Yeah, he's free of guilt. Everybody around here walks around just feeling guilty about me, and it makes me feel worse. And you, okay? You know, that's why you didn't want to talk about going dancing. But not Sean. He's different, you know? He knows that this sucks, but he also knows it's not good. He's breath of fresh air.
John, did Nurse Anderson say you could have that chair?
She wasn't there!
She'll kill you. No one ever sits in her chair.
Why? Is it contaminated or something? I just thought that if the poor old judge had to sit here listening to this miserable bugger moaning on about wanting to die, the least we could do is make him feel comfortable. Now, this is a very serious case. The two charges have been proved. Firstly, this hospital has been found guilty of using drugs to make people happy. That's terrible! Next, and most surprising of all, this hospital, despite every effort to the contrary, are keeping people alive.
You're an asshole.
Here comes Nurse Anderson.
Nurse, is everything ready?
Yes, Miss Anderson?
Got a big day today, Anderson. Lots of important visitors.
There certainly are.
You're gonna be around, right?
No.
Anderson? You okay? Hey. Hey! Aren't you even gonna wish me luck?
No!
Hey, I wish you luck.
Thanks.
Morning.
Morning. I think I upset Nurse Anderson. So
You shouldn't do that. She's an excellent nurse.
I didn't mean to, but just a lot of important people coming in.
So, you're going ahead with it?
Of course.
Of course.
Yeah, I didn't have any pills today or yesterday.
No.
Thanks.
Thank the judge. He ordered it.
Morning, Mr. Harrison.
Morning.
There's still time.
I'm not going to change my mind, so unless you'll just discharge me, then
Afraid I can't do that. The judge and lawyers are conferring. I thought I'd come by just to see if you're all right. We've made arrangements for the witnesses to wait over at the nurse's station. I am one, so I'd be grateful if you would stay here with Mr. Harrison.
Of course.
Well, I don't want to meet the judge before I have to. I wish you the best of luck, Mr. Harrison, so that we'll be able to continue treating you.
Thanks for the kind words.
If I didn't know you, I'd say he was the most obstinate man I've ever met.
Oh, good morning, Dr. Emerson.
Morning.
Dr. Emerson,
Yes?
I don't know, I just want to say how sorry I am that you were put into such a distasteful situation.
That's not over yet, Mr. Hill. And I have every confidence that the law is not such an ass as it will force me to watch one of my patients die unnecessarily.
And we too are just as confident that the law is not such an ass that it'll allow anyone arbitrary power.
My power is not arbitrary. I've earned it with knowledge and skill. And it's also subject to the laws of nature.
And to the laws of the state.
If the state is so foolish as to believe that it can judge a purely professional issue.
Well, it's always doing that. Half the civil cases on the calendar arise because somebody is challenging a professional's opinion.
I don't know about other professions, but I do know this one. Medicine is being seriously threatened by the intervention of law. Patients are becoming so litigious that physicians and doctors will soon be afraid to render any opinion or take any action at all.
Well, then they'll be sued for negligence.
Because we can't win.
No, everybody wins. You wouldn't want to find yourself powerless in the hands of a lawyer, and I wouldn't want to find myself powerless in the hands of a doctor.
You make me out to be like some kind of Dracula.
I am not doubting your good intentions, Dr. Emerson, but in spite of that, I wouldn't place anyone above the law.
I don't want to be above the law. I just want to be under laws that take full account of professional opinion.
Well, I'm sure it'll do exactly that, Dr. Emerson, but the question is, whose professional opinion?
We shall see.
Good morning, Mr. Harrison. This is Miss Eden. She will be representing the hospital.
Hello.
The Honorable Judge Justin Millhouse.
Please, sit down. This is an informal hearing, which I would like to keep as brief as possible. Mr. Kenneth Harrison?
Yes.
And you were Dr. Scott, I take it.
Yes, Your Honor.
I would be most grateful, Doctor, if you would interrupt these proceedings at any time you feel it's necessary.
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, in consultation with Mr. Kershaw, Ms. Eden, and Mr. Hill, we have decided to proceed thus. We shall hear a statement from Dr. Michael Emerson as to why he believes Mr. Harrison is being legally detained. And then we shall hear from Dr. Richard Barr as to his findings in the matter. I've decided not to subject Mr. Harrison to examination and cross-examination.
But there are things I need to say.
Just a minute, Mr. Harrison.
Sorry.
If, as it appears likely, there is still genuine doubt as to the main issue, I shall question Mr. Harrison myself. Now, Dr. Scott, would you ask Dr. Emerson to come in, please?
They're ready for you now, Michael.
You are Dr. Emerson, I presume.
I am?
Would you please have a seat and raise your right hand while I give you the oath? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Ms. Eden, Ms. Eden.
You are Dr. Michael Emerson.
I am.
And what is your position here?
I am the Chief Medical Officer for the Intensive Care Unit.
And would you please give the court a brief medical history of the treatments that Mr. Harrison has received here?
Sir. Mr. Harrison was admitted here on the afternoon of March 9th as an emergency following an automobile accident. He was admitted to this hospital in shock and suffering from a fractured left tibia and fractured right tibia and fibula, a fractured pelvis, 4 fractured ribs, one of which had punctured the right lung and dislocated the 4th cervical vertebrae, which had ruptured the spinal cord. He was extensively bruised and had minor lacerations. He was deeply unconscious and remained so for 30 hours. As a result of treatment here, all the broken bones and ruptured tissues have healed, and with the exception of the severed spinal cord and a mental trauma, those are all that remain of the initial injuries.
Now, precisely, doctor. Now, let's just deal with those last 2 points. The spinal cord. Will there be any further improvement in that?
No.
And related kidney function?
In his current condition, I regret not.
And that mental trauma you spoke of?
It is impossible to injure the body to the extent that Mr. Harrison did and not have it affect his mind. It's very common in cases like this for the patient to become depressed and even lose touch with reality.
And is Mr. Harrison suffering from such a depression?
He is depressed.
Clinically depressed?
Yes, clinically depressed.
Thank you, doctor.
Not so fast, Doc. Mr. Kershaw.
Doctor, is there any way that you can demonstrate this clinical depression? Some test or measurement you can show us?
No.
Then how do you distinguish clinical depression, which might preclude the ability to make an informed and logical decision, from a perfectly sane and justified depression as a result of existing circumstances?
By using my 30 years' experience as a physician in dealing with both types.
Are you a psychiatrist, Dr. Emerson?
No.
Do you have any degrees, credentials, or specialized training in psychiatry?
No.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Eden.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Doctor. You may step down. Doctor, would you ask Dr. Barr to come in and join us, please?
Dr. Barr, they're ready for you now.
Dr. Barr, you have a seat, please, and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. Mr. Hill, you may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. You are Dr. Richard Barr,
I am.
and what position do you hold?
I am a consultant psychiatrist at Norwood Park Hospital.
That's primarily a mental hospital, is it not?
It is.
Then you must see a lot of patients suffering from depressive illnesses.
Yes, I do.
Have you examined Ken Harrison?
Well, we know he has. Why else would he be here?
Yes, Your Honor. Would you say that Ken Harrison is suffering from a depressive illness?
No, I would not.
Well, this court has heard evidence that he's depressed. Would you dispute that?
No, but depression is not necessarily an illness. I would say that Mr. Harrison's depression is reactive rather than endogenous. That is to say, he is reacting in a perfectly rational manner to a very bad situation.
Well, thank you, Dr. Barr. No further questions.
Ms. Eden.
Dr. Barr, are there any objective results that you could provide that would prove that Mr. Harrison is capable?
Well, there are clinical symptoms of endogenous depression, of course. Disturbed sleep patterns, loss of appetite, lassitude, and many more. But even if those were present, they would be masked by Mr. Harrison's physical condition.
No. So how can you be so sure that this is just a reactive depression?
Well, just by experience, that's all. and by discovering when I talked with him that he has a remarkably incisive mind and is perfectly capable of understanding his position and of deciding what he wants to do about it.
But doctor, do you think he has made the right decision?
Oh, Your Honor, is this relevant?
Of course, that's the whole
No,
point.
not really.
I should like to answer it, though, if I may.
Go ahead.
No, I think he's made the wrong decision.
Mr. Hill! When I said informal, I didn't mean out of control. So keep quiet.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Thank you, doctor, that's all.
Thank you, Doctor.
I'm sorry.
Dr. Jacobs, the consulting psychiatrist from St. Joseph Hospital, was not able to be with us today. He has, however, given me his sworn affidavit, which agrees with Dr. Emerson's position. I shall enter this as evidence into the record. Now, Mr. Harrison, do you feel like answering some questions?
Yes, please.
I'll try to keep them uninflammatory.
No, you're much too kind.
Not at all.
No, I mean that. I would prefer to hang the judge.
Mr. Harrison, either way that I decide today, I am a hanging judge. Now then, I would like you to take the oath. Dr. Scott, would you raise his right hand, please? Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
The medical director here and the consulting psychiatrist have given evidence and claim that you are incapable of making an informed, intelligent, and rational decision.
That's correct, but they're wrong.
What does that mean?
It means that they're good doctors and they're not just going to let a patient die if they can help it.
Do you feel that you're suffering from depression?
Your Honor, I'm completely paralyzed. I think I would be insane not to be depressed.
But surely, wanting to die is strong evidence that the depression has gone far beyond simple depression.
No, Your Honor, I do not want to die.
Then, what the hell are we here for? Would you make that say, what are we here for?
There was a hell in there. There was a shit right there. Look, Your Honor, I do not want to die, but nor do I want to live at any cost. Of course, I want to live. As far as I'm concerned, I'm dead already. I merely need the doctors to recognize that fact. I can't accept that this condition constitutes life in any real sense of the word.
Well, certainly you're alive legally.
I think I could argue that.
How?
Any reasonable definition of the word life has to have some semblance of it being self-supportive. Now, isn't it true that when someone needs a heart, they can take a heart from someone who's just being kept alive through their brain from medical hardware?
Yes, but there has to be no brain activity whatsoever. Yours is certainly working.
Certainly working, and certainly sanely.
Well, that's the question to be answered.
Your Honor, I do not want... I don't want anyone to kill me. I just want to be discharged from the hospital.
Which will kill you.
That's exactly my point. I'll spend the rest of my days in this place, just geared up to some machine to keep my brain alive, and I'm never going to have any control of the goddamn thing. Now, as far as I'm concerned, that's an act of deliberate cruelty.
Wouldn't it be more cruel for society to allow someone to die when they could, with some effort, keep them alive?
No. It's not more cruel, that's just as cruel.
Then why should this hospital let you die if it's just as cruel?
Because the cruelty doesn't reside in the saving of a life or the ending of one. The cruelty resides in the fact that the decision is being taken away from the man at hand.
But a desperately depressed man is not able to make a reasonable choice.
Well, that's what you said, isn't it? That's what we're trying to figure out today.
All right. Why don't you tell me? You tell all of us. You tell me why wanting to die is a reasonable choice.
The most important part of my life is my work. And the best asset, the most useful tool I had for my work was my mind. It's just too damn bad that my mind wasn't paralyzed along with the rest of me, because my most important tool, my best asset, has become my enemy. It tortures me. It tortures me of thoughts of what were. And worse, what could still be yet to come. I can slowly feel my mind breaking apart. Take women, for example. I used to love what they were. I used to love the way they smelled, the way that they would smile when they walked into a room. Now when a woman walks into my room, I loathe the way that they make me feel. I'm filled with this sense of rage that you people who have no knowledge of me whatsoever have the power to condemn me to a life of torment only because you can't see the pain. There's no blood. I'm not screaming, so you just don't see it. Your Honor, if you saw a mutilated animal on the side of the road, I'm sure you would just shoot it. I'm only asking for the same mercy that you would show an animal. Only I'm not asking anyone to kill me. I'm only asking to be taken somewhere